Welcome back to the Jake Asman Show on the Sports Map Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Need a mortgage that fits your life? Rocket can.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Jake Asman.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get guaranteed low prices and excellent customer service from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Parts, better prices every day.
And the slider hit in the air to deep left field, back toward the gap, at the wall. It's out of here! Pete Alonso ties the game with a leadoff home run. Number 14 for Alonso to get the Mets even again. It's 5-5 in the seventh.
That was Gary Cohen on SNY. Game one of a 2-game, 7-inning doubleheader ends up going to the Mets. The Mets rallied for a 6-run 7th inning, and Aroldis Chapman absolutely imploded. So he gives up the home run you just heard there to Pete Alonso that tied the game. Then he walks the next two guys, has to be taken from the game. And then the floodgates end up opening because the Yankees were inept in the bullpen in game one. But game one was really just a microcosm about where the Yankees are at right now as a team. We'll get to their win in the second game because their win in the second game really doesn't even feel like that great of a win, and I'll explain why in a moment. But in the first game, Aroldis Chapman goes out there, and he comes into the game with an ERA over 14 over his last 7 appearances. That ERA now went up to 17.47 over his last 8 appearances. And in this at-bat against Alonso, he throws 2 very good high fastballs to Alonso that he had no chance on. And then on a 1-2 pitch, he throws a hanging slider to a guy that can't hit a high fastball. It was just baffling, that whole sequence from Aroldis Chapman. And he has been so bad that the Yankees now do not have a closer they can rely on. They don't. In the second game yesterday, they couldn't go to Chapman with a 2-run lead. No chance. They had to go to Chad Green for a 3-inning save, which brings me back to the first game. Chad Green threw 2 pitches in the first game. Aaron Boone tries to get cute and go to Aroldis Chapman for the save, up a run, when he could have just stuck with Chad Green. And the Yankees had the built-in excuse. They could have said very easily, well, Green was already up. We had him ready for the first game. He only threw 2 pitches. We wanted him just to finish game 1. We had Chapman ready to go for game 2. It was a built-in excuse for the Yankees to do that. Built-in. They could have got around the fact that they were avoiding Chapman in a 1-run game. And they chose not to. They chose to go back to their closer who burned them. He's been terrible. Terrible. Now, you talk about a guy that's been affected by the crackdown on foreign substances. Aroldis Chapman is case 1. Garrett Cole, we'll get to him in a moment because he stunk yesterday. But at least he's had a couple good starts since the crackdown. Chapman's been terrible. And it's not just like Spider Tech. He has no trust and confidence that he can locate his fastball now. None. Which is why he's throwing hanging sliders to Pete Alonso with a 1-2 count. So Boone goes to Chapman in game 1 when he should have stayed with Chad Green. It ends up costing the Yankees in the first game. And then in the second game, the Yankees won 4-2. Chad Green, 3-inning save. 9 up, 9 down. Immaculate 7th inning. Dominant. But it just feels like, even the game the Yankees win, it still feels like they lose. Because that should have been the first game. And then afterwards, you got to hear Aaron Boone talking about, we wanted to save Green for game 2. Save him for game 2. You need to win a game. The Yankees are game over 500. We're past the midway point of the year now. It's a disgrace. This team is the most underachieving team in baseball. And then let me get to Garrett Cole. I have defended Garrett Cole the last month because his first 3 starts from that awkward press conference, he pitched pretty well. 6 innings, 2 runs against the Twins. 7 innings, 2 runs against the Royals. 8 innings, 2 runs against the Blue Jays. But the last 2 starts, last Sunday against Boston and yesterday against the Mets, he has crapped the bed. There's no other way to say it. He was awful. 6 earned runs against the Red Sox. And then yesterday has to be knocked out of the game in the 4th inning of a 7-inning doubleheader game where the Yankees actually gave him a 3-run lead. You need your ace to be your stopper. He is the highest paid pitcher ever. In the last 2 games, he has crapped the bed. He can't put guys away anymore with the strikeout, and I can't deny it. The first 3 starts were pretty good. The last 2 were an abomination, and it's on Cole to figure it out quick, because if he doesn't, he's going to forever be linked to this sticky stuff crackdown. Fair or unfair, he's the face of it. He's the poster child for it. He's the highest paid guy in the sport. That's how it goes. Fair or unfair. So Garrett Cole better figure it out quick. Better. Because you can't defend his performance. First 3 starts, pretty good. Not the same strikeout rate, but he got through it. He learned how to pitch. Last 2 against Boston when the team needed him to stop a sweep, 6 earned runs. 4 in the first inning. Didn't give the team a chance. Yesterday, Yankees finally give him a lead. You're thinking, all right, 4-1 lead, Cole on the mound, win this game, and then if you win the night game at the doubleheader, you can take 2 out of 3 from the Mets, go into the off day, and at least feel good about yourself going out west. No. Even the win yesterday still feels like a loss because Green should have pitched the first game, and he probably gets the save, and Chapman never implodes. And then you talk about a kick in the nuts to Yankee fans right after the game. Garrett Cole and Aroldis Chapman both get named to the All-Star game. I mean, my God. It's like both those guys, highest paid reliever on the team, highest paid starting pitcher on the team, highest paid player on the team in Garrett Cole. They get named to the All-Star game right after that implosion in Game 1. And that first game yesterday against the Mets was worse than the Angels loss the other night, where you had the 2 rain delays and Chapman blowing an 8-4 lead. That game was worse yesterday because it's the Mets. It's the circumstance of the season being on the line after you played so bad against the Angels. It's hard to feel very good about this team right now. The Yankees are closer to being sellers than they are buyers. Problem is, who are they selling? Who's going to want to roll this Chapman in his contract right now? Who wants Zach Britton in his contract? You're not trading Aaron Judge. Let's stop with that. You're not trading Luke Voigt. I don't think anyone would take him on and give you fair value. You're kind of stuck right now. The Yankees have 3 games in Seattle and then 3 in Houston. Their season could be defined by this week. Let's see how it plays out.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished